Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First of all, I want to thank the Almighty God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, for giving me health mentally and physically, as I am able to stand here in front of the honorable examiners. And also, I want to thank my examiners, Miss Yeni Prastiwi PhD and Mr. Fitri Kurniawan SPD MED, to be able to attend my thesis defense today and to give me such opportunity to present my research in front of you. My name is Privia Dadi Ramadanti and I will now start my presentation under the title Intersectional Feminism Reflected in Ocean's 8 Movie 2018, directed by Gary Ross, an intersectional approach. In this presentation, there are the total of 6 contents. First, introduction. Second, literature review. Third, research method. And fourth, finding. Fifth, conclusion. And sixth, references. Now we move to the first part of introduction, which is background of study. UCLA 2018 reported the lead role represented by women held by 41%, meanwhile the representation of people of color only got 26.6% in Hollywood movies. It means that the majority of Hollywood movies has been so long only played by the white man, which is why it leads to intersectionality. So the term intersectionality is popularized by a black feminist scholar named Kimberly Williams Crenshaw in 1989. Crenshaw described intersectionality as a metaphor, which is when gender discrimination in one road and racial discrimination on the other road, and what minority group experience was both where both roads cross. According to Hirschman 2007, described intersectional feminism as an idea that tells gender or woman isn't just referred to one unified concept. So all women have ethnicity, race, religion, sexuality, ability or disability. And what general feminism doesn't cover all the minority women, but only to the privileged one or the white woman. Because we talked about the Hollywood movies earlier, Gary Ross directed a movie with all-female protagonists called Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 is a female heist movie that empowers women and acknowledges diversity. So Ocean's 8 is actually a spin-off of an Ocean's trilogy directed by Steven Soderbergh, and Ocean's trilogy was about a group of men that try to steal some luxury items. Meanwhile, Gary Ross doesn't make the girl version of this Ocean's trilogy, but he made a spin-off where the lead character was blood related with the previous movie. And this research have research question and objectives of the study. I propose 3 research questions in my research. First, what are the forms of intersectionality in Ocean's 8 movie? Second, how intersectional feminism is reflected in Ocean's 8 movie? And third, why did the director feature intersectional feminism in Ocean's 8 movie? And objectives of the study will answer the research questions. So there are also 3 of them. The first one is to identify the form of intersectionality in Ocean's 8 movie. Second, to describe how intersectional feminism is reflected in Ocean's 8 movie. And third, to reveal the reason Gary Ross featured intersectional feminism in this movie. Now we move to the part of literature review, which is previous studies. Previous studies about intersectionality experienced by the female characters in literary works, there are 3 of them. Nikita and Jacob in 2021 entitled Representation of Intersectionality in the film Margarita with a Straw. Also there is Montserrat Pons Nusas in 2018 entitled Queer and Crippled Intersectional Feminism in Nicola Griffith's So Lucky, a Novel. And then there is Madeleine Dierdoff in 2019 entitled Black Panther Intersectionality in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And there's also a research with the same movie which is done by Haswari Zahra Demanti in 2019, entitled Female Masculinity in Movie Analysis Study of Semiotics in Ocean's 8 movie. By these previous studies, I conclude the research gap in this table. So the previous study used analyzed intersectionality and female masculinity. Meanwhile, this present study analyzed intersectionality and intersectional feminism. And the previous studies use intersectionality theory and semiotic method. Meanwhile, this present study use intersectionality theory by Crenshaw in 1991 and intersectional feminism concept by Collins in 1993. Also, previous studies analyze novels or different movie. Meanwhile, this present study analyze Ocean's 8 movie. Underlying theories. So I use two theories in my research, which are intersectionality theory and intersectional feminism concept. Intersectionality theory was proposed by Kimberly Williams Crenshaw in 1991 from her journal entitled Mapping the Margins, Intersectionality, Identity Politics, and Violence Against Women of Color. And intersectionality theory occurs in three forms. The first one is political intersectionality. It is an intersectionality about how laws and public policy only apply to the dominant culture. And second, there is structural intersectionality. It is about when women of color, multi-layered and routine form of domination. And third, about representational intersectionality. It is the depiction of women of color in popular culture. And then there is intersectional feminism concept with the title Transcend Barriers Created by Our Experience with Race, Class, and Gender Operation for Social Change, and is proposed by Patricia Hill Collins in 1993 from her book Toward a New Vision, Race, Class, and Gender as Categories of Analysis and Connection. There are three aspects of intersectional feminism. The first one is forming a coalition among dominant group and minority group to achieve a shared aim, which is social change. Second, acknowledging a privilege an individual have to be able to understand what kind of help that can be offered to the minority group. And then the third one is every individual must accountable to have empathy. Then we move to research methodology. Type of study is descriptive qualitative approach, which has a goals of describing the said phenomenon or issues as systematic and accurate as possible. Objects of study consist of formal object and material object. The formal object is intersectional feminism and material object is Ocean's 8 movie. Type of data and data sources consists of primary data and secondary data. The primary data is Ocean's 8 movie and secondary data comes from journals, articles, books, and interviews. Method of collecting data is done by watching the movie with subtitle, note-taking and image capturing, finding references, and conclusions. Now we come to the first finding, which is forms of intersectionality. In this section, I applied the intersectionality theory by Kimberly Williams Crenshaw in 1991. In this movie, only occur two intersectionality theory, which are political intersectionality and representational intersectionality. Political intersectionality is the operation of law systems toward the privileged groups while restricting the rights of others. Mason, 2010. This is evidenced by Debbie that got a privilege of a parole or a conditional freedom, and this conditional freedom from prison also have conditional restriction, which is she cannot be in contact with anyone that have a criminal record, and she cannot also commit any criminals outside. But not long after she got released from the prison, she managed to bring a handful back of luxury items from the branded shops, And she also managed to stay the night in a 5-star hotel with only $45 in hand. This shows that public policy isn't too strict or put suspicion on white people. And then there is representational intersectionality. It is the image of women of color in dominant culture and society that can be seen through media and other contemporary settings. Mason, 2010. This is evidenced by the 3 women of Ocean's 8. So there are 8 women in Ocean's 8 movie, and the 3 of them are the part of the minority group or the women of color. Amita is an Indian American, and her characterization is thoughtful, girly, and she does not respect her mother according to the point of view of her mother. And then there's Nine Ball. She is black or using Rastafarian style, and her characterization is less feminine and rough. She is characterized as less feminine because she smokes, which is woman doesn't usually smoke. It is still taboo. And then Constance, she is an Asian American, and her characterization is a snitch and impolite. And we move to the second finding, which is intersectional feminism in Ocean's 8. In this section, I applied intersectional feminism concept by Patricia Hill Collins in 1993. There are 2 acts of intersectional feminism in this movie, which are women supporting women and acknowledging a privilege. Now we move to the first act of intersectional feminism, which is women supporting women, and it is in accordance with her intersectionality concept, which is to form a coalition. And this woman supporting woman act is evidenced by the first one is not accepting men in the group. So this movie is about stealing a $150 million worth necklace, which has been hid 50 feet underground in the vault, and Debbie cannot do this mission by herself, so she needs to recruit more people. But when Law recommended a man to join their group, she immediately rejects it, and she ends up only recruiting women and her old female friends. And then there's help other women to pursue better life. So there are 8 women in this movie. Amita used to work in a jewelry shop under her toxic mother, but after the mission succeed and they got the money equally, Amita is able to live in another country by herself. Also, there's Roswell, whom once a famous fashion designer, but lately she went almost bankrupt. But after she got the money from the mission, she is able to build her own boutique with her own name. And then there is Tammy. She was an ordinary mother that take care of her children. But now, after she got the money, she is able to open her family shop. And then there's Constance, who used to pickpocket from people in the street, but now she starts her career as vlogger and a streamer. And also there is Daphne Kluger, who was once an actress, and she stepped up her game to become a director. Also there's other women like Lo, Nine Ball, and Debbie. They seem to enjoy their life after they got the money by doing their hobbies. And the third one is great teamwork. It is shown by them when they try to cover each other for every time they almost got caught red-handed. And the second act is acknowledging a privilege. So a privilege is benefits from individual that was there since they were born, and it put them in favored state, and also it give power to them in certain contexts. And if someone have a privilege and they can help the minority group to give help to them. And the evidence is Daphne Kluger, who was once a famous white actress that saved the other Ocean's 8 woman from getting imprisoned by using her privilege. So she was lying in her testimony to an insurance investigator. She said that she doesn't know the Ocean's 8 woman, so with her power of fame, of course the insurance investigator trusts her testimony. And now we come to the last finding. Gary Ross' reason to feature intersectional feminism in Ocean's 8 movie. He has two reasons. The first one is he is inspired by the reaction of girls in the cinema who watch his latest movie, The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is a movie where the female protagonist is a hero, and this moved the girls who watch the movie in cinema to think that there are powerful people like them on screen, so they can get inspired too. And the second reason is there was a lack of movies about women ensemble, especially a group of women with diversity. He wants to make this movie different, so girls who watch it can feel included, to see that there are people that share the same skin tone as them on screen. Also, there's a line that goes, a him gets noticed and a her gets ignored. For once, we want to be ignored. And this line was said by Debbie Ocean, which implied that women in daily basis always get ignored, while men always be the most recognizable one in the eye of public. So this movie was made as a satire. So for the conclusion, there are two forms of intersectionality occurred in the movie. The first one is political intersectionality, and second one is representational intersectionality. Acts that support intersectional feminism in the movie was done by women supporting women, which is in accordance to forming a coalition, and second, acknowledging privilege. And lastly, Gary Ross featured intersectional feminism because he wants girls who watch the movie to feel included, and second, there was a lack of women ensemble movies. I think that's all from my presentation of my research paper. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Livia.
Yes.
Now let's continue to the main section, which is actually question and answers. And
Okay.
I welcome Bu Yeni to start with the questions. Bu Yeni.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you so much.
Waalaikumsalam.
First, I want to congratulate after the quite few months the journey of completing your paper. I
Thank
think
you.
I don't propose questions should not supposed to be from me because I've been with her for months, probably. So
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I've done things what she's doing because
Okay.
everything she's doing, she always asks me. So be pleased for you to giving comments or recommendation that might be for making the paper or the research report getting better. So any opinion, suggestions, or recommendations from Pak Fitri are really welcome. Please, Pak Fitri, thank you.
Thank you, Bu Yani. Well, yeah, as I can see, I think you've done a great job. Yeah?
Thank you.
Can you show me the first slide? And I'm happy with the way you explain it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I think you know what you're writing and you explain it to me. Now let's start off with first questions, and I think I have some list questions for me
Okay.
to read for you. Intersectional feminism, yeah. I think it's a big issue.
Yeah.
And so my first question will be, why do you choose this specific topic, and probably particularly as well as the title for you to research?
Okay, so intersectional feminism is quite an interesting topic for me because before I conduct my research paper, I only know that feminism is just feminism. I don't know that there are a lot of types of feminism.
Right.
When I try to look for journals about feminism, then I accidentally found about intersectional feminism. And also for me that feminism is just only the inequality between among men and women. Meanwhile intersectional feminism is the inequality within the woman. And there are not much researches about intersectional feminism, especially intersectional feminism that is from literary work. So that's why I chose this topic.
So tell me more about the Ocean's 8.
Oh, the
So
Ocean's
how come?
I tried to search the intersectional feminism movie. I found about this one Ocean's 8 movie, and then there is one movie which entitled Moxie, if I'm not mistaken. Then I chose this because it was fun. It was not about the slice of life, but about a haze that is done by a group of women, and the group of women is not just white women, but also there is Asian, Black, and then there is Indian. So this movie was fun to me, and it was rare to see a haze movie done by women.
Right. So how long have you finished this writing up to this very final day?
I think I write it starting from February.
February. This year.
Yes.
All right. So outstanding. So of course it's not an easy process, I know.
Yeah.
So out of these many challenges you encounter and you meet during the process, would you please tell me one of the biggest challenge you ever have in the research writing process?
There are not much journals about intersectional feminism, so
Are you sure?
The intersectionality was there are much about intersectionality, but about intersectional feminism, especially that analyze literary work, was not much. So, and there are not much that analyze Ocean's 8 movie. So it was a bit hard because I don't only use the intersectional theory, but I use the intersectional feminism concept by Patricia Hill Collins, and there was not much that used from Patricia Hill Collins, but there are a lot much from the Kimberly William Crenshaw, which is the intersectionality theory.
So what have you learned from that challenge, by the way?
I learned from that.
Yeah, what have you learned?
I learned about intersectional feminism and how I reflect it in my life, because intersectional feminism is about the privileged group of women and the minority group, and it's not just about white women and black women, but it also applied flexible. It is flexible to be applied. For example, in Indonesia, the majority is Muslims, right?
It is.
Muslim women and, for example, Buddhist woman.
Yeah.
So of course the privileged one is the Muslim woman, not the Buddhist woman. So I try to also be acknowledged that I have the privilege in Indonesia.
So you try to relate it to your life, yeah. Bu Yeni, I personally I think I can easily say that Mbak Privia, Mbak Privia's writing is excellent, and in terms of what she writes in the research, I think it's very well written. But now I think I'm going to have questions more about what she has learned from her understanding on this intersectional feminism. So Mbak Privia, so you just spill some of the perspective from your personal, how do you see this intersectional feminism actually applicable and doable, looking at where you're living now as a female female Indonesian student?
How I see is, it is right that all women have race and religion and sexuality. So women also get oppressed not just by their gender but that social identities. and it is hard for women that they not just face that gender oppression, but also their race, their skin tone, their physical. So
do you think your research finding is beneficial?
I think it's beneficial
In what ways?
for future researchers that wants to dig deeper about intersectional feminism, and for the readers that read about what is actually intersectional feminism, that how they can apply it in their life.
Okay. For better or for worse?
Yes, for better, of course.
Bu Yeni,
Yes?
yeah, can I have still one more question before I give it over to you?
Yes, of course, please.
Okay. Well, now, if you recommend, right, this, I don't think this has been a widely acknowledged issue among us here. Do you agree with that?
Knowledge issue.
Yeah, this intersectional feminism.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
are not much
Okay.
that acknowledge about intersectional feminism.
Yes. Now let's talk about the future researchers. There's some aspect of your research that you think you can do better or you want to do more, but for some reason you're limited by time, process, and so on and so forth. So what if just suppose you have like a chance to go back in time and do something else in your research. What is it that you want to do something more?
I want to change the movie.
Oh, why?
Bukan not change, but analyze another movie. Not
Why?
change.
That's such a big decision. Why?
If I have more time, because I don't know, I just got really interesting with intersectional feminism, and I guess there are a lot of movies that can be analyzed with this concept.
Yeah. What's wrong with Ocean's 8?
No, there's nothing wrong. I don't want to change it, but I want to analyze another movie too.
Oh, okay, like more than one movies,
Yeah.
which is impossible, right?
Yeah.
Because you're
Limited
by
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't you ever think about finding more literary works, not only movie, that
Novel.
that has this issue in intersectional feminism? Because I was wondering why I asked you that, because I was wondering how this is actually related to our Indonesian life as this issue goes by. Yeah. So Bu Yeni, I think 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes, Bu Yeni. I think I will give it over the old 10 minutes for you. So yeah.
Such a long time.
Oh really? So but Privia is done well. Yeah, very interesting one. And I think she can eloquently pretty well answering everything I asked. And yeah, just go over you, Bu Yeni, please.
I'd like also to say my idea, but about intersectional feminism is quite new, or especially among the references in English department.
It is.
Along the journey, I supervise some students. This is the first time for
Same here.
intersectional feminism. Maybe, if Pak Fitri intended to publish this video on YouTube, I think it's one of the good ways to like kind of campaign or maybe something like that.
Sure, raising up the issue.
To not campaign, maybe for feminist campaign, but for feminist interest, I think something interesting reason to discuss.
It is.
So so I think maybe for the future students might use the same reason. I think it's also welcome too. I don't have a lot to say, but just I love the way she works. She works fast. She worked fast.
Yeah.
So to make it fast, she came to me a lot as well.
Really?
I think not my door in
Yeah.
quotation.
Wow.
Texas is basically quite many rather than compared to other students that I supervise, but it shows the result that he can take the exam.
Yeah, she's outstanding, Bu Yani. She's outstanding.
Yeah.
I can easily say that. Okay.
And I also recommend her article to be published on a reputable
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah.
Journal, because it's quite interesting topic, and the
It is.
the way she delivered the ideas is quite good as well. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely with you, Bu Yani.
yeah.
Uh,
I think that's all for me, Pak Fitri.
thank you, Bu Yani.
Because I'm babysitting as well now.
I know.
I cannot
Yeah.
go myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for having us. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Yani. And
Thank you.
I think we still have a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna use it for giving you how do I say like encouragement, because this is something we need to discuss over. But I'm thinking about how this intersectional feminism is actually brought up into our set and environment where we live. Because I'm thinking about feminism here. While we talk about global feminism, why don't we pick one literary works which actually relate to us, not only in terms of who are on the literary works, who are in the movie, but also because I'm sure we have it, right?
Yes.
And very interesting. And I'm impressed with the way you presented. This is something new, and of course I ask your consent for me to publish this on a platform on social media in terms of academics, yeah, as Bu Yani confirmed, because this is a good traditions, and not only about the topic itself, but the way how we share and discuss the knowledge as linked to everyone and everywhere and every student in the world. Yeah, I think that will be the end, and I will congratulate you for presenting today's thesis very well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope you still have one exam to go, right?
No.
It's going to be the last.
Yes, because Ma'am Yani has joined.
Yeah. Bu Yani is your academic,
yeah.
your supervisor.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I think we will be the end, and I wish you all the best for the result.
Yeah.
And please put this forward into articles and post it something. I think Bu Yani
I have
strongly recommend you to do.
I have
will-
submit
You have
the
submitted.
article. Yes.
Okay, all the best. So, okay.
Thank you.
Now you can close the presentation before we get the end of the session. So,
Okay.
Congratulations, Lydia.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all the.
Congratulations, Bu Yani.